So import NLTK, pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. Then we'll do the data import. Arima, I think I have shared, na? Arima, I have shared. Okay, Arima is not shared. Okay. This one.
So yes, in the
this one, so the it's based on this
that is also visual
show no,
Okay. NLP, all of you opened your previous notebook and let us import the data. You have imported the data. And then we selected the tweets.txt. Okay. We have selected the tweet.txt. Then we have seen the head of tweet.txt. Then we have imported the regular expression, created a function called clean_text, and we ran it on the data. Okay. And we have converted it into a p.data frame. We have converted into a data frame and we named the column as tweet. And then we have imported the text blob, created a function called analyze sentiment. Then we added the sentiment column to the data and we found out these are the sentiments. We have positive 8,591, neutral 5,622, negative 3,683. Then we discussed the how text blob calculates the polarity. Okay. Then NLTK stop words. Then we converted the text to lower. I think this is what from after text blob, after the text blob sentiment, you need to add this function, string to lower. After we talked about the text blob, India failed to qualify to World Cup semi-final and all. You can see the sentiment polarity, add it to this cell. Add a cell called tweet text.tweet is equal to tweet text.tweet dot string to lower. That means we are converting all the values to lowercase. We are converting all the values to lowercase. All the values to lowercase. So this is the first change. After text blob, understanding of text blob, we convert the text to lower. we convert the text to lowercase. Text block will calculate sentiment based on the polarity. Sentiment means positive sentiment, negative sentiment, and neutral sentiment. Based on polarity, text block will calculate sentiment based on polarity. So already what happened is it has already predefined words, positive words, negative words, and neutral words. A list. Great, hope, there is a list. If you want to see the positive words, there are, one second, there are predefined lexicons available. So positive words lexicon. So here, you can see here, these are very large scale addition of the positive words will be there. You can see them on GitHub. See, these are all positive words. So Bing, Liu, sentiment analysis and subjectivity, he created these words. Abundance, accessible, acclaim, acclaimed, acclamation, accolade. So he has created a list of positive words of close to, I think more than almost 2041 words are there, which are there as positive list of positive words. These are the list of positive words. Similarly, we also have negative words. These are predefined words which are there in natural language processing created by here. This is again Bing Liu only created negative words also. See here, abolish, abominable, abominate, abrupt, absent-minded. So lot of negative words, disconcerted, disgusted, disobey, disrespect, drunk, error. So these are all negative words which are created as a lexicon. So each word is compared to these text files. Each word is compared to this list, and that list, if the word is there, it will assign how many negative words are there, how many positive words are there. If positive words are more than negative words, then it will assign a positive sentiments. So there are lists of words created priorly by researchers where you can see the positive, negative, neutral, all words are there, and accordingly, it will compare the text which you are giving to those words. And then based on that, it will classify the tweet, whether it is positive, negative, or neutral. Polarity lies -1 to 1. -1 is negative, 1 is positive, 0 is neutral. So that is what we got, 3 sentiments, positive, neutral, and negative for our 17,000 tweets. And to check how the text blob calculates, they are predefined scores. The polarities in text blob are predefined. It has predefined scores. The scores will be given. And then from string to lower, convert it into lower axis. Then you will import these stop words. From nltk.corpus, import stop words. Then we set the stop words to English. Now, the most important thing change you have to do in word cloud was tweet text dot values. We were taking tweet text directly. When you take tweet text directly, it is giving us alphabets. So in word cloud, max words you put it as 3000. Stop words also you can give it here only. Give stop words is equal to stop words. Repeat is equal to true. Dot generate string tweet text dot values. If you don't give values there, it is breaking the words into alphabets. So in the word cloud, major changes, we have added the stop words argument. Stop words is equal to stop words. Then max words we have given as 3000. Repeat is equal to true. Dot generate is equal to string of tweet text dot values. string of tweet text dot values. Now you can see the what you call the word cloud with actual words. Run the function again and do it. Now all of you getting the stop words? Sorry, the word cloud. Here in your word cloud, you have to add stop words is equal to stop words, max underscore words is equal to 3000, repeat is equal to true, dot generate string of tweet text dot values. So you all got the word cloud cleaned up with the words. Hmm? So that dot values will give you the words. If you don't give dot values, it will break the words into alphabet. Yeah, actually we'll count. Actually, there are 21,000 or so many words are there in our corpus. I'll show you how to find the words also.
Defining COVID words can.
No, COVID words we have deleted it. We are not using COVID words. We have not broken them into words as of now. See, the process is we have not broken into words. We have separated the text, then we have done the clean text, then we converted it into data frame, then we ran the sentiment. After sentiment, we discuss the text block, then these commands. String to lower, import from analytica.corpus, import stop words, then set stop words to English because there are stop words in various languages which are given. English from word cloud, and then you run the word cloud. So word cloud, you can see COVID, positive, president, inspection, people, reports. So you can see there are, these are the stop words that are coming for the word cloud. Nothing, we will do it later. After this, we will do word token. So after creating the word cloud, see, word cloud will break it into words on its own. So we don't need to tokenize it. No need of tokenizing. Word cloud will generate the words from the sentences itself. So that we missed out. Actually, we don't need to do word tokenize before creating word cloud, because word cloud has an inbuilt function to break the sentences into words and create the word cloud from words. What we were doing in a previous session was we were trying to token the words first and then create the word cloud. That need not be done. So if you give the cleaned up text, if you clean the text and give the text to the word cloud, it will automatically break it into words. It will automatically break it into words. And you can see the words in the word cloud are also very clear. Very clear: COVID, positive, inspection, latest policy reports. Okay, then we created a data frame called tweet text where we had the tweet and the sentiment. Okay, we have the tweet text, which is a data frame which has tweet and sentiment. The tweet content and the sentiment, positive, neutral, like that, you will have the tweet sentiment. Okay, now we will tokenize the words. Now we will tokenize the words into tokens. Now we will split the words into tokens. From NLTK.tokenize, import word underscore tokenize, tweet tokens is equal to tweet text.tweet.apply word tokenize. So for word cloud, we don't need to do word tokenization because it automatically does it as part of the process. So we need not worry about tokenizing the words for word cloud. It will do it as part of the function itself. Tweet tokens dot head. Once we have the tokens, you can see the tokens. So it's still in the form of a data frame where each line is broken into words. Each tweet has been broken into words. The structure is maintained. The structure is maintained. Okay. All right. So once we have broken the words, then we will remove the stop words. Then we will remove the stop words. Word tokenize will break the sentences into words. Word tokenize will break the sentences into words. From here only, after the word cloud, word tokenize, you can see in this thing commas next to each word. So word tokenize will break the sentences into words. So we have created the word cloud. Then we check the tweet text dotted. We need it later. We need the tweet text later because we can run machine learning algorithms on the data. Then we have tweet tokens dotted. Then we will run the stop words. Then we'll convert the tweet tokens into string. Then we'll drop duplicates. Duplicate tweets. There are certain duplicate tweets which have come into our data, which will be dropped. Duplicates. So initially our tweet count was 17,896. After dropping duplicates, it comes down to 16,336 or something. So initially our tweet count was 17,896. After dropping duplicates, it will come down to 16,380 or something. So tweet tokens dot shape. See, it came down to 16,248 tweets. That means 1,400 tweets were duplicates. Duplicate tweets, you are dropping them. So tweet text dot apply. Word tokenize, we are breaking the sentences into words, tokens. And then we drop the stop words. And then we also convert it into string. Then we drop the duplicates. Then we drop the duplicates. Drop duplicates is a pandas function because our data frame is still in pandas, right? If it's not in pandas, the head function will not work. See, if the head function and shape function are working, that means your data is in pandas data frame. Head, shape, and column functions, they are pandas data frame functions. Okay. So after dropping duplicate tweets, we got 16,248 tweets, which are non-duplicate, which are actual unique tweets. So unique tweets, we got 16,248. Before that, we were having 17,896. We were having 17,896. After removing duplicates, we got it to 16,248. Okay. Then we have used count vectorizer. Count vectorizer will convert the data into document term matrix. Term matrix. A term matrix will be created using count vectorizer. So count vectorizer 16,248 tweets has 21,336 words. So 16,248 tweets has 21,336 words. Now we are considering the whole. Earlier we were getting 340, 640 like that, right? The actual word count is 21,336. Unique words. We can't say unique words. Yeah, unique words. Unique words. But some words will repeat lot of times.
But it will take only unique words here.
Here, count vectorizer will take only unique words. I'll show you the changed versions. Wait for the new guys. Let these guys complete the things. Whatever changes we have to do, I'll show you right now. Once you guys are done with count vectorizer,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So the guys who just joined, so this is the output of the count vectorizer. See, it will create like this. And is coming in tweet 1, channel is coming in tweet 0 and tweet 2, data is coming in tweet 0 and tweet 1. So you can see the words are on the columns. The words are on the columns, the tweets will be on the rows. In the tweet, how many times the words are coming? So you can see in the first tweet, you have channel, data, import, is, and this, and YouTube. Actually, this guy might not have done the what you call stop words. If he has done stop words, is, it, and why will not come. These words will not come if he has done stop words. So basically, this guy might have done things without doing stop words. So if he had done stop words properly, or let us say, let us take this example of count vectorizer, copy image. Let me go. No, there is no bias here. See, count vectorizer will convert the words into a numerical frequency. See, you for algorithms, you need the data input into what you call numerical format, right? You want the data in a numerical format. So now this becomes a numerical format. This becomes a numerical format now. This becomes a matrix. This has become a matrix of words and frequency of words. This 1, 2, 0 means how many times the word is coming in that particular tweet. That is what count vectorizer will do. Okay, so you have count vectorizer. Now, for us to run an algorithm on this, what we should do? We should run a PCA. No, these are the words, which are the actual words which you have broken, and how many times it is coming in each of the tweets. Each of the tweets is one document. So each tweet is one document. Each tweet is one document. See here, document 0 means tweet 1. And you can see how many times it is coming. Document 1 means tweet 1, tweet 2. So this is how the words are appearing in each of the documents. This is called count vectorizer. Now, can we build a machine learning algorithm on this data? We can use the dependent variable as sentiment. We can add the dependent variable as sentiment to this matrix. We can add the dependent variable as sentiment, the sentiment to this matrix, and we can build. But the problem is there are only 16,248 rows, but you have 21,336 variables. Now this becomes a high dimensional data. High dimensional data means what you have to do? You have to run what algorithm? Principal component analysis. You should run principal component analysis, try to reduce the size to a smaller level, and then we can build a machine learning algorithm. Sentiment. We can take sentiment as a dependent, negative and neutral. So any new tweet is given to the model, it will break it into, we have to count vectorize it. We have to break it into count vectors, and then we can use it for building the, predicting the sentiment. That is the objective here. Now, one way of doing is count vectorizer. There is one more method called term frequency inverse document frequency. There is one method called term frequency inverse document frequency, which will not only help us to reduce the size of the words. This uses a complex formula for calculating it. TF-IDF matrix. TF-IDF matrix is a very popular matrix which is there, term frequency inverse document frequency matrix, which is another method we use in natural language processing. So the formula for term frequency inverse document matrix formula is, this is the formula, TF-IDF formula. So it uses two components. Term frequency into log of n by document frequency. Term frequency multiplied by log of n by document frequency. So this is the formula it uses to calculate the TF-IDF values. So this is the formula for term frequency inverse document frequency. How term frequency means how many times the word is appearing into log of n by df. Df is your document frequency. N by n means number of documents. Now this is a very interesting formula which is more useful than count vectorizer. We can use count vectorizer also, but this is more better formula compared to the count vectorizer, because this is using statistical methodologies like logarithm and all, and we can use it to calculate the actual values. Okay, now let us say I have two sentences. Let us say I have two sentences. Let us say I have two sentences. Sentence, or let me do it in the top cell only so that you can understand what is happening. Sentence 1. Sentence 1 is, the car is driven on the road. The car is driven on the road. Sentence 2, the truck is driven on the highway. The truck is driven on the highway. Okay, we have two sentences. The car is driven on the road. The truck is driven on the highway. Now, let us say we have broken it into words. Okay, now let us calculate TF-IDF. TF-IDF for the word the. Let us say we will calculate the TF-IDF for the word the. Oh, we will remove the the here. On road, this is on highway. Okay. Now tell me how many times the is coming. Term frequency of the word the is 2. It is coming in 2. Okay. So basically it is coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So for sent 1, the probability is 1 by 6, right? For sent 2, the probability is again 1 by 6. There are 6 words, the is 1 word. Okay. Now we will calculate inverse document frequency. Inverse document frequency. This is your IDF part for the word the. Now, what we need is equal to log of n. Total number of documents are how much? 2. 2 documents means 2 sentences. 2 divided by number of documents containing X. That means how many documents have the word the? 2. Log of 2 by 2 is? Log of 2 by 2 is 0. So TF-IDF for the in sent1 is 0 and sent2 is also 0. The term frequency in inverse document frequency for the in sent1 is 0 and sent2 is also 0. Okay, because if you multiply 1 by 6 with 0, it will become 0, right? So what is this formula? IDF we calculated. So all we have to do is 1 divided by 6 into 0. Or let me put it down. Into 0 is equal to 0. Sent2 also 1 divided by 6. The term frequency into 0 will be 0. Got it? So for the word the, since it is appearing in both the documents, it is given the TF-IDF is 0. So this TF-IDF 0 means it will not appear in our TF-IDF matrix. Now let us calculate for the word car. TF-IDF for the word car, right? So what is the term frequency? Term frequency of car, not 1. It is there in only 1, right? Sent1 is 1 by 6. Sent2 is 0 divided by 6. So sent1 term frequency is 1 by 6, sent2 is 0 by 6. Now the IDF, inverse document frequency of car, which is log of number of documents it is coming, number of times it is coming. Sorry, number of documents. Now number of documents is 2 divided by 1. It is appearing 1 time. So what is the IDF here? 0.3. 0.3 is your IDF. Now TF-IDF of car, TF-IDF for car for sent1 is 1 by 6 into 0.3. How much you will get? 1 by 6 into 0.3? 0.0543. 1 divided by 6 into 0.3, 0.05. Okay, sent2 would be 0 by 6 into 0.3. It will be 0. So this is how term frequencies, inverse document frequencies will be calculated for all the words in your matrix, TF-IDF matrix. And TF-IDF matrix eliminates words from the matrix that have 0 value. It will eliminate constantly the words that have 0 value. If both the document, in this case, it will eliminate the first the, because in both the documents it is becoming 0. It will retain car because it is in one document it has 0.0405, in the other document it has 0. So car will be retained in the matrix, D will be deleted from the matrix. So this is the process of calculating TF IDF or term frequency inverse document frequency. TF IDF, term frequency inverse document frequency, is calculated in this manner. Okay. Now, for TF IDF, we have an interesting thing in sklearn, Python, sklearn TF IDF vectorizer. So, TF IDF vectorizer is a thing which is there in Python for extra converting your text or sentences into vectorizer. Okay, so you can see here lot of arguments are there. UTF-8, lowercase 2, preprocessor none, tokenizer none, analyzer is equal to word. So even if we can give straight away the sentences, we don't need to give word tokenizer. Here we can give directly the text. Stop words is equal to stop words. We can give the stop words, right? And n-gram range is 1,1. That means one word. Max DF1, minimum max features also. See, we can control the size of matrix by giving the max features as whatever you want. Max features means max number of columns or max variables you want to retain in your data. So you can use this as a very interesting part. So TF IDF vectorizer, term frequency inverse document frequency vectorizer, will, you can also give you preprocessor here. If you want preprocessing also, it will do preprocessing. So preprocessor, tokenizer, analyzer is equal to word. There is a preprocessor, decode error, encoding, parameters, analyzer, stop words, token pattern, n-gram range, max D, max features, vocabulary, smooth IDF. Oh, preprocessor is not given. So we have to define the preprocessor, like clean text or something like that, right? If you have a we have.
For analyzer, it's plain text.
Analyzer,
Can you plain text?
Yeah, analyzer we can give word. Word means I think it will take the clean text only.
Yes, sir.
See, preprocessor, callable, string transformation, it's there. Tokenizer is also there. Analyzer is equal to word is there. Analyzer is equal to word. So what we can do is we can give, like how we given in count vectorizer, tweet text. Oh, we have given as tokens here. But here we can give tweet text as directly. We can give tweet text directly here, which is tweet text is our cleaned content. Tweet text is our cleaned content, which is lowercase and all. That we can give directly here. From sklearn dot feature extraction dot text import TF IDF vectorizer. TF IDF vectorizer. TF IDF is equal to TF IDF vectorizer. Analyzer is equal to word, comma, what we call that one, what is the other argument we said we will give. Analyzer is equal to word, the function. Max underscore features. We will give max underscore features. So how many maximum features we can give? So max underscore features. So we have 16,000 tweets, right? So can we give 3,000? 3,000 into 50 is how much? 15,000, right? 3,000 into 50? No. 50, yeah? No. 3,000 into 50 is 1,50,000, right? So we have, then means we are going to give 300 only. Max features is 300. 300 is our max features. TF IDF matrix is equal to TF IDF dot fit underscore transform tweet text. Tweet text. So I have restricted to 300 words, 300 features. So PD dot data frame TF IDF matrix dot to underscore CSV TF IDF dot CSV. Now it has written it into a CSV file. Let me just show you the CSV file. One second, I'll show you the commands. Data sets. I think it's in the data tab. NLP Maticas. Open with Microsoft Excel. Oh, we got only this only. How come we got this? It has stored only 2 elements. And then we think we have to give tweet underscore tokens here. Now we will get it. TF-IDF. We have to give it as tweet tokens only, where we have removed the stop words and all. Let me just go to it and redo the thing again. Yeah. So it is calculating the matrix words for all 16,000 rows. Yeah. So we have 16,248 into 300 sparse matrix of NumPy float 64 with 72,909 stored elements in compressed sparse row format. So TF IDF matrix. So TF IDF is equal to TF IDF TF is equal to PD dot data frame TF IDF matrix.
tweet tokens కి కౌంట్ వెక్టర్ అయితే అప్లై చేశారు సార్ అది.
Our same tweet tokens we are doing the
కానీ మరి మన కౌంట్ వెక్టర్ దీనికి టిఎఫ్ ఐడిఎఫ్ వెక్టర్ అయితే కౌంట్ వెక్టర్ అయితే అప్లై చేయకుండా ఎలా చేస్తారు?
yeah, tweet tokens is not there. No, tweet tokens is individual.
ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేశారు కదా tweet tokens.
It has been named as count vector. Kada. We have named it as count vector.
Yes, sir.
So tweet tokens is same. See, tweet tokens is same. 16,248.
Step అవసరం లేదు సార్ యాక్చువల్గా.
Yeah. Which one?
కౌంట్ వెక్టర్.
I want to show what all you can do.
Yeah.
That's why. So TF IDF DF is equal to PD dot concat TF IDF DF DF comma tweet text dot sentiment. Now we have added the sentiment also to the things. Now TF IDF DF dot head. You can see the matrix with the sentiment. So TF IDF DF dot shape. Oh, it reshaped everything, yeah. No, this is not the right way. No, this is not the right way, sorry. So what we are having is we have got the matrix. We need to convert it into a data frame. Now this is not working. So we need to convert the TF IDF matrix to a data frame. So TF IDF vectorizer, why it is doing as error? Okay, we don't need to convert it into data frame actually. We can use directly that. Okay, so we have converted the data into TF-IDF matrix with 300, it's a sparse matrix. X is equal to TF-IDF matrix. Y is equal to tweet text dot sentiment. Y is equal to tweet text dot sentiment. So we have converted the TF-DF matrix. We have created a sparse matrix. Now from sklearn dot preprocessing import label encoder. Y is equal to label encoder brackets dot fit underscore transform Y. We have label encoded the Y. So we have converted the TF-IDF matrix. We kept it like that. We just label encoded our dependent variable. Then we can use it for modeling. From sklearn dot linear underscore model import logistic regression. From sklearn dot linear underscore model import logistic regression. Logit is equal to logistic regression. Logit model is equal, we have to give multi underscore class is equal to multinomial, because we have more than two classes, right? We have more than two classes, positive, negative, and neutral. So we have to give it as multinomial. Logit dot fit x comma y. Oh, we got an error. Okay. Tweet text has more. Okay. We have more sentiments in tweet text. Where did we do the duplicate function? Oh, in tweet tokens, we have done the duplicate function. So I think we have to do so TF-IDF vectorizer after removing the duplicates. We need to give max iterations. Max underscore iteration is equal to 3000. So delete drop duplicates, we have to remove. Logit model dot score x comma y. 68% accuracy, right? You got 68%. You have done multinomial neighbors, no problem. So remove the command drop duplicates. Remove the command drop duplicates. After word tokenize, we have added a command called drop duplicates, right? That you have to remove. I think between these two commands, we have added the drop duplicates earlier as string and token share. Between these two lines, you have drop duplicates, remove the drop duplicates command and rerun the thing from the top. You just rerun all the commands from this point. Just COVID tweets dot tweet text. We'll rerun the commands from here because the data set might have been got corrupted. So I am rerunning the whole commands again and remove the drop duplicates command, which was there in word tokenize after converting it into string. After converting it into string 161, and here we before shape we had that drop duplicates that we are removing, and we are running the code again with all the variables. Now we got the 0.6879570085. Now from sklearn dot metrics import classification underscore report. From sklearn.metrics import classification report. Print classification underscore report. Oh, we have not predicted, right? We have to predict also. Logit predict is equal to logit model dot predict in brackets x. Then we run the classification report, print classification report y comma logit predict. So for class 0, the recall and F1 score are very less, right? So if you want to see the confusion matrix also, you can do that. Confusion matrix and plot underscore ROC underscore curve. We import 3 functions: confusion matrix, plot underscore ROC underscore curve, and then classification report. So confusion matrix y comma logit predict. You can see the confusion matrix, or we can do pd dot cross tab. That would be better option. Pd dot cross tab y comma logit predict. Now the diagonal ones are right predictions, rest of all are wrong predictions. The diagonal ones are all right predictions, rest of all are wrong predictions. So we don't need confusion matrix here, we just need classification report and plot ROC curve, because we are using cross tab to plot the confusion matrix. Then we have print the classification matrix. Now ROC curve. Logit comma x comma y. Oh, what is happening? Logistic regression should be a binary classifier. Oh, okay. ROC will come for multinomial, will not work here. So multi-class, you can't do the ROC curve, so remove the ROC curve also. So these are the classification reports. Overall accuracy 69%. On neighbors, how much you got?
Accuracy is recall is not.
Hmm.
Accuracy actually negative 1. Neutral 0.95 and positive suppose 0.6.
Okay.
Recall is positive 3 వచ్చింది actually. ఇది neutral
Got it, all of you? The model? All of you got the model, logistic regression model with max iterations of 3000 and class is multinomial. Build other classifiers also, decision tree classifier, random forest classifier. You can also do gradient boosting classifier. All the classifiers build. Let us see what is the best classifier we will get. Okay, all of you have built the logistic regression model. Yes, classification report also. I think 0, 1, 2. 0 is what alphabetical order, right? MNOP. Negative will first. Negative, neutral, and positive. Negative, neutral, and positive is the classification. I think for negative, it is predicting less of recall and F1 score. So from sklearn dot tree import decision tree classifier. Tree is equal to decision tree classifier. Tree model is equal to tree dot fit x comma y. Tree model dot score x comma y. 94.23 is your decision tree accuracy. Tree predict is equal to tree model dot predict x. PD dot crosstab y comma tree predict. This is the confusion matrix. We can see the confusion matrix have drastically changed. You can see the confusion matrix. And then print classification report. Print classification underscore report y comma tree predict. See, decision tree is the best fit model here. So you can see all the variables have good precision, good recall, and good F1 score. Tree-based model is a best fit model as of now. Decision tree classifier, which we have built, is a better fit model because the F1 score, recall, and precision are also good for the model. So decision tree is a good classifier. Now we will do the other one. From sklearn.ensemble import random forest classifier. RF is equal to random forest classifier. N underscore estimators is equal to 3000. RF model is equal to RF dot fit x comma y. So a better version of tree model compared to decision tree is random forest. I am going to building a random forest classifier with 3000 trees. 3000 trees is my random forest classifier. So random forest model is taking some time. RF model dot score y. नहीं नहीं, ओवरफिटिंग नहीं करेगा, लेकिन वो कंप्यूटेशनल पावर ज्यादा लेगा. What is the occasion?
दिवाली सर, दिवाली स्पेशल.
Oh, who got this?
आदित्य भी सर.
Huh?
तेलुगु सर आ जाओ.
Who got this? 94 आ रहा है, तो 500 पे आपको 96 आ रहा है क्या? हाँ, ठीक है.
नंबर ऑफ डिस्टेंस बनाएगा.
हाँ वही.
तो डिस्टेंस वाला जितना डिस्टेंस बनाएगा जितना पिछले वाला के
उन्हें वो ग्रेडिंग बूस्टिंग में जाएगा, इसमें नहीं. इसमें सैम्पलिंग अलग रहता है, वो अलग है. आप जो बोल रहे हो ना, that happens in what you call gradient boosting. यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं होता. Once the sample is done, that's all. Simple sampling. Yeah, that's all. So PD dot crosstab y comma RF predict. And print classification underscore report y comma RF predict. See, overall accuracy 94. All metrics are good. All metrics are good. So for giving it as bigrams, ngram underscore range 2 comma 2. Ngram underscore range 2 comma 2. Okay, we have done it into a 2 comma 2. Okay. Now, will the accuracy change? Let us also check. Decreases, accuracy decreases, bigrams. So bigrams have a lesser accuracy than the unigrams. So by default is n-gram range 1 comma 1. If you want bigrams, you make it 2 comma 2. Then you can see the matrix here. Two words: access must, active cases, advanced gender. Two words. See, if you don't give n-grams, by default is unigram. So this is our matrix. I written it into a matrix. So these are the single words, and you can see the scores, TF-IDF scores. Okay. Now, what Shivanand said was, what if we take more than 2 words, more than 1 word? So 2 comma 2 is bigram range. 2 comma 2 is bigram range. So I have built a bigram matrix. See, you have seen two words: access must, active cases, age group, Africa calls, and then adjacent 2 words. Adjacent 2 words it will take. Then I checked it on the thing whether the accuracy increases or decreases. Accuracy decreases because the size also decreases. See, it is 11,960 stored elements. For unigram range, if you don't give n-gram range, it will be single words. By default is single words. The matrix is 79,300 stored elements. Now you can see single words, and then if you run your logistic regression, it gives you good accuracy. So unigram range in this data has a better accuracy compared to bigram range. So because the size of the matrix keeps on coming down, right? So the size of the matrix keeps on coming down. So participants, if you want to see your TF-IDF matrix, this is the code. This is the code for seeing the TF-IDF matrix. So we convert it into an array, then columns is equal to TF-DF dot get underscore feature names. So if you want to see the output of your TF-IDF matrix, these are the two lines of command. Yes, it is good.
Actually, for the test data, the
See?
recall is very less, sir. Recall is F1 score is 0.14 and 0.25 for random forest.
You did 80-20 split, huh?
Ah,
But on the same data, we got a good scores here.
because tree always predicts like a good score, sir.
Yeah,
Random
output.
forest tree always predict. We
No,
can
no,
predict random.
but you see, random forest does not overfit. Random forest does not overfit.
Does not overfit, but it will predict
Majority,
for all
no, 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 no,
test data, train data.
no. Even on test data also, it will do a better job compared to decision tree. Majority voting, no?
Yes, sir.
So that's how it will be.
Can try another model.
We will try, which NB you tried? Multinomial, huh?
Random forest classifier, sir.
Random forest classifier is done from sklearn dot nairbase import multinomial NB. NB is equal to multinomial NB. NB model is equal to NB dot fit x comma y. NB model dot score x comma y. So nairbase is also giving very less, na 58%. Multinomial nairbase is giving 58%. How much you got?
66, sir.
Multinomial nairbase, but I got only 58. NB predict is equal to NB model dot predict PD dot cross tab y comma NB predict. So print classification report y comma NB predict.
Sir, we have one point. Negatives independent, we don't have enough sample sizes.
3683, na? Not that much imbalance. If it is less than 1000, we can say it is imbalance, but not here.
Recall is 0.14, that is too bad, sir.
Yeah. So nairbase is predicting it wrong. Multinomial nairbase is not working here. Check for multinomial. What is the kernel? Kernel for multinomial NB. What is the kernel for multinomial NB? Multinomial NB alpha 1 fit prior is suitable with discrete features, word counts for text classification. See why multinomial NB is, this is the best fit model for text classification. Multinomial NB, yes.
Because
But the kernel is not there, so that is a problem.
it will operate on conditional probability that one word is having in sentiment.
Sentiment.
Also the probability of next word.
So multinomial NB, we can't define the kernel. So kernels cannot be defined. Radial bias function, a kernel trick.
Support vector.
Try with the SVR. Sorry, SVC. And try all models. GBM we have not tried, na? We have not tried GBM. From sklearn dot ensemble import GB gradient boosting classifier. GBM is equal to gradient boosting classifier n underscore estimators is equal to 3000. GBM model is equal to GBM dot fed x comma y. Huh? Which one? I got it long back, na? The day it was released, I bought it. Yeah, GVM is also good, doing a good job, 92. ज्यादा दोगे तो ज्यादा प्रेडिक्ट करेगा. अगर सी इन आर वी हैव दैट थिंग, इन आर वी कैन प्लॉट ए एल्बो मैट्रिक्स, एल्बो प्लॉट, मतलब दिस जस्ट दिस पॉइंट से वो स्टैग्नेट हो रहा है वेरिएंस. विल गो टू दैट पार्ट एज अवर ट्रीज. In Python we can't print it, but Python also we can have to do variance calculation and then plot it. Generally for random forest and ensemble methods, R is better. So what R will give you is an elbow plot. Key after this many trees, the variance is, the error is stagnating. That means you don't need to build more than those model trees. So that will be a final mode. अच्छा. So in random forest and boosting machines, in R we get a good plot. It will tell you the plot where it will get stagnating. Because Python has a performance better 10 times better than R. So इसका performance तो बहुत ज़्यादा है. So they say manually you decide. Even if you give more trees also in Python, it will run. Python is faster than R. तो यहाँ पे भी you have to go with the error. कितने ट्री के बाद error constant हो रहा है, उससे आप पता कर सकते हो. Because as part of the GBM output, GBM model dot estimators, feature importances, learning rate, loss. I think this loss is the one which will give us the so we can print loss, I think. So deviance we can, this I think we can take deviance, loss. This deviance can be a thing, but how to get it, it's a problem. But there are methods to find deviance also, and accordingly we will plot it. Ultimately, when you go send the model to production, you have to fit the number of exact or the closest number. Maximum they जितना reduce कर सकते हो उतना reduce करना पड़ेगा. From sklearn dot svm import svc. svc is equal to svc model is equal to svc dot fit comma y. So svc model dot score comma y. %. svc predict is equal to svc model dot predict hello, yeah, yes, no. svc is also okay, but not that great. Okay. क्या बोले?